Hi there, I hope you are having a fantastic week. So as you can see, I am not wearing any eyeshadow today. I feel naked. I know, it feels strange, but kind of going off what I did last week, which I'm still kind of testing. It's still a new channel. I decided to try out this new palette live to see how it works. And this was a palette that sold out so quickly. And it's the Yes Please by ColourPop. Yes, I just got this yesterday. I tried to get it the first round and it was a no-go. I had it in my cart and somebody sniped it and it was done. That was it. So, there's a lot of frustration, I know, but they did bring it back. It sold out again, and then I went online last night and it was back briefly and then sold out yet again. So I don't think they announced it, but there were some in the inventory last night. So keep checking because sometimes they do pop back. I have not tried it yet. I did swatch it a little bit, but on my arm, but that was about it. So I'm really kind of excited for it. As you can see from the original packaging, this is not a cool tone palette. When you see bright yellow, you know that this is going to be warm. Okay, and it sure is. So I'm sorry for you cool tone girls. I'm a cool tone girl too. We're living in a warm tone world right now, and so we make do. But I just thought this was such an interesting product that I was like, I gotta try this. So this is what it actually looks like, and it has the names on the back. Now what I will say is when I opened it, there is no mirror, which I expect. It's only $16. So you have 12 shadows for 16 bucks. I know. And here's the thing, they are a little bit smaller than I expected. They are a little bit smaller, so don't be shocked when you open it and go, but think about it, it's $16 for 12 different shadows. So when you put it into that perspective, you realize that it's really no big deal. And you know what I like about it? It's kind of like lipstick. You get those big tubes. Most people never get through one lipstick in their life because they're moving on to the other one. So it's kind of like that, in some ways. It's great because you might actually hit the pan on some of these, but if you have a lot of palettes, you don't always do that with the bigger palettes. But you have a better chance with this. So score. So $16 for these wonderful autumn-inspired shadows. I don't know where I went there for a second, but so you have the 12 autumn-inspired shadows. It's still summertime, so it's a little bit early, but why not get a jump start? So what I am going to do is start with the eye look and then do the swatching. I will put the different times below so you will know where everything is in case you want to skip ahead and quit the quack quack. So here we go. Okay, so this is going to be interesting because again, I'm a cool tone girl and wow, this is so warm. We'll see how this looks. So I'm going to use this color right here, just lightly tap it in for kind of a crease color. Kind of a crease color. Okay, so now I want to go in with something just a little bit brighter in a little bit of the corner. So I'll go with this. Tap it off a little bit. And you do want to tap it off a little bit because there is some fallout. I actually blew on it. I normally tap it, but I was an animal there. So there is a little bit of fallout with these that I'm finding. So just be wary of that because you don't want a lot of color, too much color in the eye area. Okay, so I can't find my flat brush right now. So what I'm going to do is actually start with using one of these shimmers. I think I'm going to use this guy here first. And I do tend to use my fingers a lot more than probably most people do. So I'm going to put this guy right across both lids. Okay, and then lastly, I think I want to use this guy here just to add in a little bit more dimension there. Just lightly tap it because I am finding that there is a little bit of fallout with these guys. No more than like most companies, but there is some, maybe a little bit more than I'm used to with ColourPop. So just be wary of that. A light tap should get you through the look. Now to finish up in the outer V, I think I am going to go with, I'm missing some of my brushes. I know, and my apartment's small, I live in New York City. I don't know. So what I'm gonna do is take this guy and go in lightly because again, I do have really light skin, and take care of that outer V. And actually, if you go in with a really light hand, it's not that bad. It's actually going on quite nicely. You know, again, if you have a darker complexion, go in a little bit more than I am. But if you have a light complexion like me, just lightly tap it in there to get the effect that you want and build it up slowly. Okay, so before I finish off with the mascara and eyeliner and things, I'm gonna keep going with the yellow theme. Go with this guy right here. I know, I'm kind of excited. I want to make sure that I go easy on this because it is quite pigmented. Here we go. This is for under the eyes. And actually it's going on really nicely. It's not as overwhelming as I thought it would be, which is really great. And because I don't want to take too long on this, I am going to finish up the eye look and then we will move on to the next section. So what I am going to do next is swatch these. I will also show an up close swatch video as well on this so you can see these up close, but I'm going to do a live one as well. And so I'm going to do the first row. As you can see, it's extremely pigmented, just extremely, just even on the fingertips you can see it. Now I'm going to hit this one a little bit better. And this guy, look at that. It's just amazing. Now the top one is hard to see just because, again, I have really fair skin and it kind of matches my skin tone, so don't hate on it because it looks like my skin tone, but it goes on really well. Okay, going on to the second row here. And these are so soft. I love these. They're very soft. Yes, they are powdery, but they're not so powdery. They're just a great consistency. So this is the second row. Again, I'm running out of a little bit of room here, but look how gorgeous that is. The pigment is just amazing. And onto the final row. I'm running out of room, so, oh no, I covered up the one. But there you go. So yeah, sorry, got a little bit sloppy there, but I will be showing him again to the side. But you can see that this is really well thought out palette, and that's what I love about this, is that all these colors go together. I mean, look at that. It's just like one big, like autumn inspired palette. Really, it's just so well thought out because I've seen palettes where basically you'll have like a bunch of colors that fit together so darn well, and then there'll be a random blue or green thrown in or purple, and you're like, huh? You know, where did that come from? It's like, you know, they don't work cohesively together. And with this palette, every last one of these shadows could go together in such a cohesive way. It is just so smart and so well thought out, which is what I really love about this small little guy. Because you have everything that you need. What I love about this, if you love bolder looks, you may not be into this or, you know, where you want to, because these are bold colors. You know, they're very yellow, oranges, reddish, browns. You can go with a more docile look, you know, with something like this or these two colors here, or even the yellow, but it is for a little bit more brighter, fun eye looks. So you could take this if you're into that onto like a weekend trip or a trip anywhere. And this is very sturdy packaging. And you can take it with you, slip it into your purse or bag really easily, and you're good to go. And you're gonna get a full eye look, which is what I really like. You don't have to bring in any other shadows. You have everything that you need here, and you could even use these guys as eyeliner below if you like, and create a look, just throw on some mascara and out the door you go. It's absolutely fantastic, and I appreciate the ColourPop thought these out so well because some palettes don't. As far as the consistency, there is a little bit of kick up, you know, so you'll see the little bit of fallout was here, and on this one, the names are on the back here, which is Chauffeur. This one is a little bit powdery. What I will say too is Mischief, which is this dark brown, does have a little bit more of a grainier consistency to it, because when you put your finger in these are very soft powders. They're soft and powdery and really nice, but this guy did tend to have a little bit of a gritty consistency to it. But when I was using it on my eye, it worked really well. In fact, it was extremely pigmented, which you could see here, and it blended quite well. And I'm using it in the inner V, so you could really build it up. You could make it really light for somebody in my skin tone, or you could really go for a more dramatic look like this. But it did have a different consistency than the rest of the shadows. Now there are 8 shimmer shades in here versus the 8 mattes. And I will say that even though there was some fallout, this one, which is one of the best colors in there, called Spoiled, this guy did have a little bit of fallout and was a little bit more difficult to build up. I'm wearing it on the corner near the tear duct. I would put it on and it would kind of, it needs to be built up, and it will build up, but then when I was making sure that everything was blending better, I'd have to reapply it because it did move a little bit. So probably out of all the shimmers, this guy was probably the least successful, but again, it was hardly noticeable. It's a gorgeous color. It still works well, just not as well as the other colors for me. It was my experience, but again, that's just me. It's still a fabulous color, so no complaints. Again, $16. I'm just gonna keep saying that on repeat. So these are just absolutely fabulous. I love this color. You know, as a cool tone girl, I'll look at these fabulous colors and go, God, I love them. And unfortunately, they're kind of a difficult sell for me to wear them on my skin tone, but I love this one. And this one's French Kiss, which makes no sense. You know, it's like, I don't think of mustard, maybe, I don't know, mustard yellow when I think of French Kiss, but I guess it's better than hot dog. Yeah, so, but I just think this is a fabulous color along with this gorgeous one, which is Note to Self, Note to Self, which is a really fabulous color as well. I just love this one. It's just so beautiful. I'll put it here. Look at that. And the yellow here, French Kiss, odd, but look at that. They're just so beautiful. I absolutely adore this palette. It almost makes me want to be a warm tone girl. It would make my life easier in many ways. And I'd be like swimming in makeup, but I am anyway. It doesn't stop me from buying it, obviously. Again, $16. So I just think it's fabulous. You know, again, some fallout, but I can overlook it. I have really great luck with ColourPop's shadows. I do use them quite a lot, and I will say, for the price that they're at, they are really good quality. Honestly, I have a hard time wearing eyeshadows that don't fade during the day, because if you know me, you know my channel, you know I have oily skin, and oily skin problems is that these guys don't last as long as I would like, usually dry shadow, and I don't have that problem with ColourPop. It really lasts quite well. It is really good quality, and it really is an amazing discount. $16 for 12 shadows. Yes, it is a little bit smaller than maybe usual, but I don't care because it is an amazing price. And I may actually hit the pan on some of these for once instead of, you know, taking up more space. So it really is economical and usable. You'll get through these eventually. I love them. I just think it's a fabulous price, and you get such a great quality product for this price. And I rarely have problems with ColourPop. I really do. They're just thumbs up to their shadows. I absolutely adore them. The one thing that I would suggest maybe is bringing in more cool tone palettes, because we are dying over here in the cool tone girl palette zone here. It would be great if they could come up with a neutral or come up with a cool tone that is so well thought out like this, because this is just fabulous, and I love this sizing, and I think they should actually try to make these permanent, because they just had one that was released yesterday. I'll be reviewing that as well, and I think that if they kept these as permanent, they would be banking it. I really do. I think that it would be smart to almost market a whole bunch of these, and they'd just be killing it like they are already. But I think that these are just so user-friendly that these should just be part of the permanent collection, because I really think they could make a killing off of this, but just add some like cool tones, shimmers, whatever, a whole different bunch of collections. But this is absolutely smart. They've been doing such a great job with their pressed powders, and I still remain in awe of it, actually. And I love these, and I'm glad I got it the second time around. And even though I'm a cool tone girl, I'm gonna make these work because it is definitely worth it. So yes, big thumbs up. Absolutely A+++. I love this palette. So let me know if you picked it up and what your experience has been with it and how you feel about it, or if you plan on picking it up. And until next time, have a fabulous week. I will it to be so. Bye.